Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tenax Blitz series. My name is Connor, of course, joined by Yafa here. Very excited to get into today's matches. It should be an exciting one. Thank you for joining us on this cold winter day. I hope you all are staying warm at home. Yafa, how are you doing today?
I am doing well, thank you. Yeah, I don't have the same weather that some people are having over in America right now. So right now I am just as warm, but I thankfully don't have any storm around me at the moment. So I'm staying nice and safe. Thank you very much.
That's good to hear. Just a little snow in the corrode backgrounds. Keep me a little a little chilly maybe. But yeah, it should be hopefully no issues with the winter storm going crazy. I know it's affecting everyone differently, but everyone's inside today. Everyone's not really going out. What better way to spend your day than watching some great Valorant here today as well? Thank you to Grind GG and MVSK Esports to help put this on. Couldn't have done it without them. But Yafa, as well. I think just to talk a little bit about this tournament so everyone is aware, it is going to be two sets of groups, 8 teams total. It'll be a round robin group stage. And then after that, we will move into the playoffs where it will be a best of three. And those will be single elimination matches as well. So make sure to tune in for that because once we hit those playoffs, it is just go, go, go. You don't want to let up off the foot pedal front then. But that being said, we can get into the map select here between Awesome Team and Tenax GC. Should be interesting to see how this kind of goes because it is a BO1. So don't really have a lot of kind of options here, I
Options,
guess.
I guess.
It's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
It all comes down to this one map, and whoever wins it is going to be coming the victorious, at least in this first round of the series. And I'm looking forward to it because it's really
Can you guys swap to
the
Illinois?
first time that we're going to be getting into these kind of games, into these matches, and seeing how these teams square up. And um, you know, I think also I gotta agree with you as well that this is just a great time to be joining in, to be having a go at playing a game and watching because wrap up warm, wrap up snugly, where you're hiding away from the snow and the winter storms, all to here to watch corrode. And perhaps actually I'll add in that you might have maybe predicted this because guess whose background is corrode? I guess that's a good good timing for
Spoilers.
myself.
Yeah. And honestly, I think it should be an exciting one. I do like to see Corona. I think there's a lot of changes. I mean, not a lot of changes, honestly, but there were some changes made in the last patch where Breeze came in. There were some adjustments there, and then as well, there was that adjustment, I believe, to some of the corrode walls to make them a little less wall bangable, give that Odin a little less prevalence. But I'm very interested to see how these teams kind of approach it with Awesome Team. I feel like these players have kind of stuck together for a while. They definitely have a lot of experience, so I think that could really come into impact. But 10x, I think, should also be a very competitive one to look out for.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, being around together as a team is going to give you a strong advantage. And Tenex, well, I've seen this team play a number of times before, and they're definitely a strong team. They're definitely not someone that you can sort of look away from and ignore. They definitely have a lot of skills, a lot of strategies, and they can really play around each other as a team. So even if you have that kind of great coordination and that experience of playing together, sometimes a stronger team with good strategy and good you know belief in each other can more than make up any kind of experience that that time may tell.
Yeah, we'll have to see indeed. I think it might just come down to as well how this first half ends up going. It'll be 10x starting on the attack with Awesome Team on defense. And this, I mean, Corrode historically is a defense sided map generally, but there is still plenty of opportunities. I know Double Duelist has really come to the forefront of the meta, but I don't know. I think it's going to be. I don't know necessarily if we can rely fully on the stats or not, especially in a more puggy style tournament here, where it's not necessarily scrims all the time. But I think this is going to be a good testing ground, especially to kind of implements and see how some of your ideas are working, getting ready for the regular season of Game Changers in North America. And I think this is a perfect like proving grounds spot for some of these squads. Like I said, just to get some reps in, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, after a little bit of a break in the off season, you're going to be, getting a little bit cold. You're going to have to get yourself warmed up just a little bit, especially if you're looking to take the big prize at the Game Changers tournament. So I absolutely agree. I mean, myself have taken a short little break as well. So I've got all the extra reason to warm up myself. And I think these two teams are going to be an interesting matchup where they are going to be able to get that kind of warmed up. I mean, you do have, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours maybe of game time ahead of us for these teams.
Yeah, it should be exciting. Uh, and we will be heading into Agent Select to see where that is going to be going in just a second, Yafa. And I, I don't know. I think a lot of interesting comps. I don't know. I just don't know what to expect, honestly. I really have no expectations. I think maybe some Chamber, maybe some Veto. I really wouldn't be surprised if we saw some Clove as well. I know some of these teams just kind of like to especially awesome team like to go for that way more puggy play style. And we will have to see. But yeah, heading into Agent Select here, gonna get a little bit of a preview of that. Uh,
And kind of
Apologies
talking
for a
about
little
these
bit of that
compositions,
delay.
I think, sorry, I think you are absolutely correct in your kind of assessment of what we're going to see. But especially with kind of a double duelist kind of coming into the fray, I'm actually going to go out on what I feel like is a bit of a limb and a bit of a hot take. And I'm going to predict that at least one team today is going to run three duelists in their composition.
That
How likely do you think
honestly,
that is?
that's a wild take, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did end up seeing that, especially with how some of these teams just like to kind of just like run it down. I think maybe on like a smaller map like Bind or Split, we might see that, but uh, alas, we that's not the map we're playing on right now. And I think here, if we see triple duelist Yafa, I don't know. I'll be at a loss for words. That's all. That's I'll be at a loss for words.
Yeah, well, I do feel like Crowd is probably better suited for the controllers in the hero roster rather than the duelists. But I don't know. What do you think plays the strongest into this map?
There's a lot of options, honestly. I think Waylay is really good, right? We saw that back at Champs to be proven, and the VCT leagues have started back up for kickoff. Some Yoru is still really good. You can play double duelist with the Waylay Yoru. Neon was being played a little bit. I know Team Vitality was playing Yoru Phoenix. So I think there's a lot of options as far as the duelist pick goes. It kind of just is what is your team flexible with? What is your team comfortable with? But here as well, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a little bit. Okay, yeah. So it is going to be Tenax going with the double duelist. I love this look. And then on the other side, it's going to be double initiator, double scans, that 100 Thieves comp that they were playing last year in stage 2 playoffs. So both very interesting comps, a little bit different style, but very aggressive on some of these lines. We'll have to see how this kind of Intel playing out because, like I said, the awesome team will start on the attack. Yafa 10x on defense should be an exciting matchup to get us started here.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for this, especially with these kind of compositions that are laid out. Tenax, I feel like, have been a team that are generally trying to keep up with the meta as much as possible, always trying to stay updated with whatever's going around. So it's no surprise to see a double duelist composition if it's the meta, like you were saying. But the shot's going out already as the team here, Tenax, are heading up to the A site, trying to go for the site. They managed to split it off. An awesome team backing off here. The chamber, giving up the space, the layers of the defense. Running now to kind of group around. Tenax here, they know it's clean. They got to be planting the site soon.
But look at this flank as well. The plant will go down, but on both sides are pushing forward into CT. Fallacy catches calls out. The map's now flipped here, Yoff, on this retake. 4v4.
Absolutely. They come in from different angles and they swamp them. They've managed to make great use of that flank that you're pointing out. Swarming around here, but they're all grouped out. It's going to come down any moment now. A big brawl surely is going to come out. No, they're just sitting around in the smoke. Gracious! Finally finds a kill. Everything's breaking down now. Tenax down to now 2v2 situation. Finally able to get the kill 1v1. Zaytuna is able to finally pick up the final kill with Tenax winning the pistol.
I think that first round online is going to be huge for this squad, especially to build up some of these ultimates online. Pretty early there, we saw Fallacy pick up 4 ult orbs, 3 frags towards the end, some nice shots to close it out. That's what you're going to want to be seeing, allow these duelists to just have a lot of flexibility or excuse me, Zaytuna. I'm getting my teams mixed up already, but should be interesting here. This anti-eco, not a lot of investment. We see just one bandit on Fallacy, the Sheriff in the hands of Elf on a Shelf. A lot of patience here early on.
A lot of patience, actually. Tenax, I feel like has been a team that usually generally likes to play quite aggressively, taking after Paper Rex, but here we've seen a very different kind of play. They're taking the space, they are being cautious, making sure to control the area there, and Twilight has picked up a kill already. First kill there for Tenax. And as always, the first kill is going to be putting them in such a great position here, and A side is completely clear. They're not even going to bother trying to use the Viper Wall. An awesome team. They know that it's a hit. They're circling around. They're grouping up, preparing themselves for a retake. There's Zaytuna here, planting the spike. And I find some off angles here. Still got their pistols, not going with too much of at risk here in their economy. But Heineken with that gun, they make great use of it, picking up the kill. I just don't think there's any way for Awesome Team to come around and get this victory, but they have nothing to lose either. And unfortunately, we do not see a reversal. Tenax flawlessly winning there.
Whatever happens.
Yeah, and just having to go for some arbor rebuys, even swapping out the ghost there at the end for that bandit and the sheriff. So we have a pretty healthy bonus here into round number 3. These attackers are getting off to a really good start. And this wall over towards the A site is a lot. It's going to continue to be a lot of trouble for the defense if they don't kind of have a response. Gio was playing in front of it and has that tripwire set in front of the wall as well, but can constantly set this up and put pressure. But a fast entry over towards short, and the corner isn't clear. The TP is missed. Thankfully able to get out alive, but Zaytuna was taken out early as soon as the round starts. So already put into a disadvantaged situation.
As they take this angle, double swing comes out, but Gia is able to pick up 1. That's going to be enough, surely, to put a damper on the offensive of Tenax here. Onto A site once again, pushing forwards. Oh, but Gia's able to find another kill, and this puts no way Tenax is able to recover from this. Here they come with a spike. They're going to have to back up. It's the four men on site. I don't think there's any way, but they are able to take revenge at long last for their fallen teammates. Trying to turn around. Unfortunately, not quite. Tummy hurts. Puts a stop to that. Oh.
Yeah, and a bit rough there towards the beginnings. Elf on a Shelf had a great shot to start the round out, taking down Zaytuna. Whenever you lose one of your, especially your duelist players so early on, your Yoru is going to be so important on trying to follow up on the util from Alex, going in with that light speed dash, and then you can refract out, throw maybe your saturate, and then have the Yoru follow up and try to pounce on those players. But here, just opting to not really fight for mid. The defense going with the 1-3-1 setup and really trying to insert Fallacy very deep into this spot. Meanwhile, they TP away. That's heard from both sides. It looks like it might just be a finish over towards the B site. We see some of those rotates going over now.
I feel like maybe staying there would have been the better decision, but they are going for a B hit here by Tenax. The defenders Setting up, using their prowlers here to try and scout for information, check that theirs, give up some pressure.
Face your fear.
The Tenax are responding with their own, in their own kind. Ultimate's coming out. Ability's here.
Focus on it.
She's able to find a total kill. There's just one person on site, and I don't think this flank is going to amount to anything. But never mind. Tony is able to find the flank. They know that one player's around there, but it's just not enough of a distraction. They know where the spike is. They know that this is the important information. This is where the fight really chews and dies for this round. And now it's just a 1v2 situation. All the pressure here on the remaining player of Twilight Sparkle here. They're not able to find the double kill that they needed, but Gracious with the 4K. Not quite the ace. I'll be honest, I was kind of hoping for an ace here a little bit, but I guess that's not to happen this time
Can't
around.
be too greedy. Can't be too greedy.
No.
Here. But a great 4K nonetheless from Gracious. And already I think you can see some of that great micro coming into effect there. Very patient on those 2v1 situations, able to just play off of each other. But now Gia will pick up the operator, continue to post over towards this line in B main. And this time, again, it's the same setup, 1-3-1. You can have Gia set up to get Fallacy inserted, but meanwhile, the A site, or the B site, excuse me, it's all for the taken. They have to give up, play, retake. A beautiful shot there, but Plant's going to go down on the other side of the map. Look at how much space is being taken over towards Elbow.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a tremendous amount of space, and it's going to be setting them up so well. Yes, and the spike is defended well in a good spot. They're backing up. Now they've got the Odin here. We can do some carry things through walls. Able to pick up another kill. They're slowly dismantling here. Tenax here, waiting for the retake. And he's able to find a headshot, another kill. Both of the members up top, they know that there's at least one heaven, but they're not able to find the kills. They double swing out. The teammates not able to support, not able to find those kills. Gee, I guess there's 3 kills. But the timer on the spike. I don't believe it.
There is no way. Impossible. That is, I'm at a loss for words.
Every time this happens, though, I'm hardly surprised, but it's always a shocker when it happens because you just win that round by an absolute hair's width of a margin. That spike was almost certain to go off if they just managed to stall it for just a tiny bit.
Oh, that was so important too for Tenax to have a buy. Now they're forced back onto pistols and they don't have anything going here, especially Gia investing so much with that operator into this round. Doesn't have to rebuy that, so start to build up, has those ultimates as well. Still in the back pocket. If Tenax can get maybe a pick or something, they have a few ults of their own, but it would be a hefty investment to go for here in round number 6. And it's been an absolute tear ever since that pistol round. Fallacy will invest. The dimensional drift here, just spot out a little bit of info. Yeah, just try and make sure they have all this info grouped up. And you can invest that whenever you have so many in the back pocket. You just want to make sure you can get this rounds. But still, to win out these gunfights.
Yeah, well, they're just being isolated off by that Viper wall. And Tenax, although they try their best to make use of that, in the end, Awesome Team, they are able to just power through with a better positioning around a site. They've got everyone already there. They can just spam the sight lines. They can wait for the Viper wall to drop, and as soon as that comes out, they're taking it. But a timeout is called here by Tenax, and honestly, I think that's a good decision. You always want to be taking your timeout, you know, in every game, honestly, especially at this point.
Yeah, not really anything going right for them on the attacking side here. They got the pistol rounds, and then ever since then, it's just been kind of a shutout. This round, they also, it's their buy round again. They have 3 ults online. They're 1 away from that conversion paths, and so they have a lot of combo potential here. They need to convert this, because if they don't, they're looking at potentially a 6-2 half, and I know I was talking about how this is a defense-sided map, but this double duelist comp should be really good at breaking off uh, Gia from some of these op lines, right? You have the dash, you have the flashes from the Yoru, you have so many tools to kind of dismantle that, and the same 1-3-1 defense setup has just it's worked 4 rounds in a row. There needs to be an answer here from the coach. And so we'll see if there's any difference, maybe flashing through that mid smoke, trying to get some of that pressure going. But actually looks like
Yeah, I
it's just
think
going to be, again, more A main pressure.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right as well about that. I completely missed that with kind of how this economy is looking for Tenax as well. There's just no way they're going to be getting those extra rounds. They've got to really convert these ultimates as well correctly, like you were pointing out. And although they don't really seem to be going for too much in the mid anymore, but they have at least caused some pressure, some concern. But every time with this defensive setup that Awesome Team have been setting up, it's just, oh,
But they just Gracious is caught out on an island by themselves and gets punished for it. So now that's a big piece of utility gone. Gia's going hunting here. Gets the shot and gets out. Stout. Now the Omen TP through the back. Not spotted out in spawn. The fallacy goes down, just absolutely caught with her pants down. And so now it's an absolute chaos here outside of the timeout, Yafa.
well, I think the timer seems to be working for them. Be making a difference. There you go, another catching them off guard once again. Turning the tables. There's only 2 players around to try and... I missed that. But now they're gonna regroup, and are they gonna go and try and go for a retake? I just don't think it's worth it with the kind of weapons, and you've got your ultimates. You can maybe just save, maybe try and catch them out when they're leaving sight instead of going for a retake. You're up in a very disadvantaged situation.
Yeah, 2 players can't buy here, so they can save these guns over into the next and still have a pretty good chance. But honestly, Yafa, as funny as that round was, there wasn't really anything that Tenax did specifically that really worked well. The Omen TP into spawn, sure, but that's more of fallacy and and Elf on a Shelf not really being aware at all of the Omen TP whenever you clearly hear it.
Oh no!
So it's just like not really anything to like follow up on and continue with that. So I'm very interested to see if they try that similar response, because you don't have that ult right anymore, and you used the dimensional drift as well to get on site. So they'll still be able to have an advantage as far as the weaponry goes, but it's really going to be a test of how that timeout goes into effect. But there's going to be a switch up in the defense. The ops moving over towards B, and that's exactly where Tenax is eyeing up.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to be facing quite a wall here. For Zaytuna, though, they're getting the opening pick already against their AWP Gia, who's been doing work previously. They're going to have the advantage now. No doubt they're going to be emboldened by this kill. Tenax here have taken site completely. Awesome Team responding, trying to kind of round. But Alex finds the pick onto Tommy Hertz. That's going to be one less flanker to worry about. Oh, waiting up again, using their utilities to try and disrupt their positions, get a little bit of chip damage on. Just look at this. Oh, they're able to pick up the kill, but it gets traded out anyway, thanks to the good positioning there. 2 players remaining from Awesome Team, and they're together with the Odin. Powerful, powerful weapon. They're gonna have to back up, no doubt. There's no way they're gonna win, but they do manage to pick up a kill through the smoke. Holding left click works once again, and the Odin picks up the kill. And they back off alive, giving some damage there to Tenax. I mean, what do you think of that?
Great response outside of the timeout. That approach I liked a lot more, but we didn't get to catch it there at the beginning of the round. But I'm pretty positive Zaytuna just lines up a spam with the rifle onto Gia, and before anyone even swings around the corner, Gia falls to that Vandal shot. So a bit unfortunate, but I like the approach over towards the B site. It's being really difficult for any sort of retake to get going, right? The one that they did win was by 0.01 seconds. So still very close there. And again, early pressure to try to maintain this control. You can get this orb, get that Nightfall online, but seems like the defense knows what was working as well. They have 3 players stacked here. The operator posted down middle. Now it's smoked off.
Yeah, but it looked like Tenax were going for and making use of the condition that they've been going for previously. They stacked up B side, put a whole bunch of pressure, like saying, hey, we're here over B, but the whole time Spike had been on A. But this time, though, I think it's just given them Awesome Team enough to know that, hey, they're not going for B. They're going for A. It's going to be an A hit. And here they go. The Viper wall is up, giving them some isolation away from some of the dangerous sightlines in A. The Odin comes out, though. Spamming isn't able to do any damage, not able to find any. Ultimate comes out here to push them away from site just a little bit, but Sova is going to use that ultimate to try and stop the plant. Gets a kill, and it's all or nothing now. Awesome Team up strong, picking up these kills as they go for the retake. But there's one player of Tenax who's just kind of in the middle of nowhere, and it has not been able to help out their team. Fantasy able to pick up the kill. I mean, I like the idea of a lurk, but it just didn't work out in this situation.
And as much as that TP round with Fallacy getting caught off guard by Cause's teleport was funny, the shots have been absolutely sublime here from the Yoru play. And honestly, if you see or if you watched the minimap there, how fast those rotates were over towards that A site. So as soon as bomb was going down, everyone was flooding through, fighting together as a team. And the retake just comes through beautifully. That's the power of this double info comp, right? You have Sova, you have the Fade to be able to give you a little bit more. And Gia makes the spot, but jumps at the last moment. The crosshair goes all over the place. And Fallacy as well gets too greedy over towards B main. After a beautiful last round, the over-aggression and greed gets punished here, and it's a 5v3 for Tenax. Prime to tie this one back up.
Yeah, that was painful to watch. Tenax, they found an opening in Awesome Team's defense. B-side is left unattended at the moment. But Tenax, they don't realize this. They're still going slowly, and the lurk here from Alex, trying to find the kill onto Tommy Hurts. Isn't able to, and yet it's enough to maybe... Oh, not quite, never mind. Here comes the server, is able to spot the kill, goes for the Odin, picks up one, it gets traded out.
Spike planted.
But here, I think it's still all to play for. Awesome Team could still go for a retake.
Yeah, it's a 2v3. They have like this crossfire to break through, though. One dog, 2 haunts. One player spotted out here.
I'll find you.
Zaytona backing up because, yeah, enough to break through that crossfire. But unfortunately, Zaytuna is still able to pick up the kill onto Gracious, 1v3. Almost impossible situation here. But Tommy is able to pick up the kill, not enough to win. But what kind of economic damage might that have caused?
I mean, it'll put them on a light buy for one of the first times this entire half. And again, it's really off the back of just kind of fumbling the bag here. You could say, I mean, 2 players going a little aggressive, and Tenax doing a beautiful job to punish and make sure that greed doesn't go unchecked. But still, it's definitely not out of it yet. We know how good some of these players can be with those sheriffs, and 4 players grouped up towards mid will walk down. And every time they've done this, they've really been able to flank very quickly, since there's no tripwire, no sentinel, or hard sentinel, I should say, on the attack side. But the A site's going to be free here, Yafa, so
I mean,
very difficult. Oh, Pit's invested too.
I wonder when that was going to get used. It's been around, available to Tenax for a while, and yet how they make their choice to use it. I mean, they've completed their little dance. They're now on A side. Oh, beautiful pick there onto Zaytona. As they all just come flooding in from one direction. no hint of trying to take different angles on site. But now they're wrapping around, finding themselves facing this Viper pit. And it's all in the favor of Viper.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Well,
Last
okay,
round
well,
before the
how about
switch.
we break down what just happened?
Anticlimactic there. I mean, I don't even know what happened. I was so caught off guard by the spike not even being in the Viper's pit when there was multiple spots to plant it. And it was just chaos. It got so close there. And it coming into the last round of the half, Yafa, actually will slightly affect the purchase from the attackers. It shouldn't make too much of a difference, but still to be noted. And conversion paths still online for Alex. Very conservative with how this Tenax squad likes to use these ultimates. Really trying to make sure they save them for the exact perfect time. And there it goes. Doesn't land onto anyone, though. And it's going to be another Flood retake. Look at how fast these players are going in.
Well, look at all this scouting, though, by Fallacy. Able to know exactly where those players are. Give that information over to Awesome Team, to the teammates. But it's not going to be enough, unfortunately, against this hold of Tenax. Trying to equalize already, trying to go with this double peek against this other team, but no! It's the three members mowing down Awesome Team.
Spike planted. Face your fear.
I don't think this was going to be able to make the difference needed to pick up this round win. Well, they're going to be trying anyway. They really should. Getting walled off there by the Viper's wall. Did spot the Viper, wasn't able to pick up the kill. Maybe, I think there's maybe a world where that works out.
Maybe. A good adjustment there, though, to close out the half and take the lead back for Tenax. Making sure not to get over greedy. And I think we see this Awesome Team play on this attack half. They're going to be switching sides here. It's going to be very interesting what is going to be going on with these double initiators, right? Because typically you only have that one bit of info, but now you can kind of set up both your chamber and your Yoru onto lines and kind of just have them play a very slow, patient attack half. On the other side, it's going to be very aggressive. Three players, going to fight over towards this A main, the I to control mid early, but Gia lands one, gets out, but pressure.
Pressure indeed, but it's not just that. They also get the information as well of who else is there. Tenax here on defense with the double duelist composition, slightly differently than how they would normally do. Fallacy able to pick up the kill there onto Twilight Sparkle, trying to equalize things a little bit, but Awesome Team here, they've got the defense, they've got the spike down as well. Tenax, CG are the ones in the back foot at the moment, the ones under pressure, all thanks to the spike, and they're playing around these angles where they could be going and trying to retake it from. Alex here trying to take the high ground, trying to spot the little angles that they might be able to go for. Is able to spot one of the members. Tenax CG, with that retake, are able to get the work done. They are able to retake it. I mean, I'm just... Sorry.
I mean, what? Shots onto Huts as well? I mean, that one was just absolutely just the one tap, steadying the aim and getting it done. That's the second pistol round picked up here for Tenax. And that is going to be a hard round to come back from, especially when you're looking on this attack. You really want to, I mean, you still have that headhunter for Gia, right? And so I think that's really going to be the win condition on some of these ecos, really try to set them up for success. But as well, you get to see some of that bandit action. Don't feel like we've seen it come into play that much, or at least be more impactful than normal.
But this team here, Awesome, are taking down mid at the moment, and they've been putting a lot of pressure, using their utility to push back where possible. Gia here, going for the slow peek with the orb, isn't able to make up the kill that they need. Pushing through A now together. And he's catching Alex off guard. No! Looking at the wall instead. Not where you want to be placing your crosshair against players like this. Awesome
Absolutely
team
not.
with the spike.
Cover going out.
On it, but not yet. Planting it now.
But look how
unfortunately, Tenax
separated they
going
are.
around-
Look how fast this retake.
And it's an aggressive retake as well from Tenax. They forced them apart. Awesome team really going to have to try their best to try and get back. Oh, they do!
What?
All from that flank, honestly.
I
They got squished between
I don't
two
even
different
know.
players.
I felt like they were in such a position to close that out there. They had the perfect timing coming in on the retake on 2
Yeah.
cause and just absolutely onto tummy hurts. I'm sorry, but I just can't get it done, and the timing is missed. And as much as I was talking about, it feels like it might be close to done here. It's flipped on its head, and
Going out.
now it's a full buy for the attackers. As well, Gia with this outlaw can be tearing into these half armor, no armor players, and they're very willing to just be patient here, hold for any aggression. And there's 3 players stacked up towards A main, so would get punished.
Beautiful shot there. Good reaction time. Able to pick up the kill, putting Tenax down 1 player already. Did they spot the other players though as well? I think they might have. We're taking the angle now, waiting and patiently to see for any movement. And I think that's the play. They've got to play patiently. Again, this is all about patience and timing. No, misses. Oh, gets the shot anyway. Alex goes down. And Gia almost single-handedly decimates 10x in half. Now, awesome team have got the plant down. 10x all the way on the other side of the map. I don't think that time is going to be quite so good as last time. They've really got to be able to be careful and check these angles.
Oh, the timing, but still.
I don't believe this.
Oh, unfortunate there, Yafa. I think this one might be all sealed up here.
Yeah, unfortunately so.
Just throwing the gun off. Just, if I can't have this, you can't have this either. And honestly, respect. But with that kill, Fallacy will go hunting, get the last one, and as well get the Dimensional Drift online for this next buy round. The first player to get that ultimate. Especially, I mean, on this attack, you're going to be seeing a lot of opportunities to use it. No other ults to combo with, as much as those initiator ults can be good with it. But I think really what we're going to need to see on this defense from Tenax is a bit more proactivity and see these duelists kind of get active together, because I feel like as much as the double duelist tends to play as a team, we really haven't seen it kind of go in tandem. They'll fight together, but it's going to be Fallacy Cat clearing out all of the B site and allowing their team a pathway forward.
I mean, trying to clear a path forward. Twilight Sparkle is certainly doing that job there for Tenax. Fortunately, now on B site, it's in the favor of Awesome Team with the spike. Child comes down to timing now, coordination between the remaining members of Tenax.
One enemy remaining.
Can they call it off? Alex is able to find the right timing. And Peaks! Oh, gets the double kill! What? He doesn't even leave the helm of covers here. Well,
And it's just chaotic. It's just back and forth. And I mean, I thought that was just set up on a tee for Awesome Team to take it back, but a beautiful response rounds. 9-7 here. The Tenax leading the way. The first round of the day. Like we said, this isn't the most, not serious of matches, but to say, but it is round robin, so there's still 2 more best of ones to play for both of these teams after this. Might just determine seeding, but you certainly don't want to be taking the loss early here. It might just mean these next matches are all the more stressful to get into the playoffs. Another slow start here. No one really wanting to over-peak on the defense. Like, so far back as well. Look, I mean, just so willing to play for retake and just give up the entire middle of the map. And look how fast these players are rotating over. Fallacy has just walked in, but just not aware of the second one. I have no idea what these players are looking at. Must be Casper sighting them and scaring them, but Gia walks up, takes down Cause.
Gia finding another kill as well. This time looking in the right spot. I guess not finding any cute cats to look at this time around. Or walls. But unless you're using the Odin, I mean, the walls are just don't really exist for you. But I'm getting too distracted here because look at this. Already down to a 1v1 scenario between these two teams.
Thought about using the
Tommy
ultimate.
Hurst, they might have the spike, but they don't have it down.
Yeah,
Are you going to be playing a game here? Sorry, ultimate coming out here as well from Tenax CG. But the effects have worn off. Not able to capitalize on their ultimate. Finding the site empty.
Exactly where Tummy Hurts is playing from. I mean, it's only planted for one spot, but as time starts to tick down, they'll have to worry about elbow here.
Playing chicken with the spike timer now. I'm not sure we're going to see a repeat of last time. But playing beautifully until the very end. Tummy Hurts picking up the kill. They checked it. They saw no one was there. They could just sit there and wait until there was no option left.
Yeah, it brought down the timer just until Alex really couldn't do anything and there was no way to capitalize off of that convergent paths. And honestly, a little 1-2 bait there towards CT with Halcyon. I really thought that was going to end up working well. The dash back and then the swing through. But sadly, it's not enough to get the job done. And so, one more eco. Alex tucked around. I'm not sure if that was spotted out. I think it might have been. Yes, it was. 3 players there. The spike will have to leave, but look at this fight down middle. The pressure. But the rotates are already coming through, so I think they're just going to be able to get onto the site relatively easy. Or easily, I should say. As long as no funny business goes on. This looks like it should be a tie game here. That might be the funny business they need, though.
Don't dare jinx funny business happening in this match. It could happen at any moment.
I really shouldn't. It's like you say it one way, it goes another every single time.
Yeah, watch this. Fallacy's not going to get an ace here, and
yes, surely not. Surely not.
surely not. Oh no, it never works that way around, does it? Oh, what am I even saying? Oh. All right, watch this absolutely amazing headshot here from Zootona. They're just gonna get it immediately. Just watch this. Oh, I should do. Oh. Impressive nonetheless. On the defense, committing this Sova ultimate to make sure that no one gets onto that spike.
Oh no,
That's
no,
be enough.
please,
Go for the
please,
knife.
please.
Go for the knife. No. It would not be the first time I've seen knives come out in a tournament or fights this high in skill, but
I'm getting worried. And apparently so is Noel. Oh, jeez, man. A second timeout called here from Tenax. And that was a little dicey there. They did end up pulling out Alpha Shell's ultimate, sure, but I like that just to make sure they get that round and tie it up as we go into this timeout. And honestly, Alpha, I feel like nothing's really working. And I want to go back to that point of what I was talking about earlier with the double duelist on defense. we really haven't seen those retakes come into effect, right? What this composition is known for is going for those 1-2 plays where you send in the neon, or not the neon, excuse me, the waylay. You can refract out, and then you can throw your initiator util, your saturate, and have the Yoru then follow up and be that second entry, kind of be that executioner, and have the waylay more as the scout. And we haven't really seen that. It's kind of been just getting one inserted with whether it be Alex, whether it be Twilight Sparkle sometimes, and not really that synergy of what the comp is built for. And I really think when they're playing a lot more individualistic like that, the players on the side of Awesome Team they're just eating it up.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like this is like double Julie is kind of like a pasta dish. You really got to mix all those ingredients well and really quickly to really make a really delicious. You got to have that base then there, but they're just not following through with that kind of baseline of all of these ingredients coming together for that real punch. It's a messy dish. It's a difficult dish, but it's beautiful when you pull it off. But unfortunately, all of the aggression here from Awesome Team onto B site has been thoroughly thwarted here by Tenax. They're rotating around, obviously, but you've got to play it in the middle, keeping watch. Unfortunately, they seem to be looking away just the wrong time as the Viper Ball goes up to cover their movements. Surely, as Awesome Team, you know that they're going to be coming around any moment soon, but you still commit to it anyway, because you've got guts. No matter what, Tenax are going to be coming around with this retake. As the TP comes out here as well, they have managed to successfully regroup it, just in a position that they were before. Similarly, except the Omen once again comes from behind, picks up the kills, thwarts Tenax's efforts once again.
It's an absolute just spray down. All the players grouped up, and there's no crossfires to be played around. And these retakes are just coming through so fast, and there's no answer. You even saw what I was talking about, right? Earlier on, to give Tenax the advantage, Alex going out, dashing, refracting, trying to pull that crosshair, and then Halcyon just swinging through and taking those duels. It's just not enough at the end of the day. They can open these rounds, but they are just having so much struggle closing them out, Yafa. They're losing chances here, slowly but surely.
And I think it's because of the funny business you mentioned, not gonna lie. Like,
yeah.
Awesome Team, they go, they just keep winning off of funny business. I'll be honest. I think that's what they're going for, and I am all here for it. I love funny business. Awesome Team though picking up the kill in mid, with Tenax kind of adjusting themselves accordingly. But they're aware that they could be on site.
Spike planted.
So he has able to pick up another kill. Unfortunately, goes down there, gets traded out. But with 3 members' sides, it really comes down to how well you're going to be able to coordinate this retake and what options you have. But Awesome Team, they've got a strategy. They're pushing up on this one player. Another one of them is here.
Oh my!
Oh, but they get the double kill. They've turned this around. Awesome Team, they may have been trying to push to remove the one player, but it's just not enough. It's enough to keep them away. Tenax get the diffuse. Koa's able to find the final kill there on Awesome Team, equalizing the scoreline to 10-10. I don't think this game has been back and forth every single round.
The hell are those shots? Like,
I know.
It's just I've been talking about it, but like just generally these shots from Halcyon are just ridiculous. And I thought, I mean, listen, you're pushing into elbow. You know the player has a Bucky. You're asking to lose. But it's not even the Bucky that puts Awesome Team down. It's just 2 disgusting flicks to even the tides. And honestly, it gives Tenax a lifeline.
Yeah, some people might be going to lower elos to try and get clips like that, but not here. Awesome team. They can do it at the highest level. No sweat. Just pulling it off to get a round victory.
Is that what you do, Yafa?
No, I'm already that low elo to begin with, I think. So I think I'm the one getting clipped most of the time.
I see. A bit unfortunate.
Yeah, you've really got to focus on the mechanics, and I think this is just a prime example. Just look at how well Awesome Team have been doing this. Once again, catching the team of Tenax off guard, pushing hard into A site already.
One enemy remaining.
Able to pick up the one kill. Now it's just one player. Heinleclon, I don't think... Sorry, of Tenax. Heinleclon, they might have gotten that incredible, impressive double kill last round, but I don't think they're going to be gambling this time around with skills like that. I mean, I feel like they should.
So.
Given skills like that, you never know. Maybe they could just, cook something crazy for us. Yeah, 1v5 ace to clutch out the round, defuse the spike, easy.
Yeah, easy. Very
easy.
Definitely. I mean, certainly with the Nightfall and the Hunter's Fury, it wouldn't matter anyways. It's just 1v5. And but I mean, the first team, excuse me, to get to those double digits will be Awesome Team. So it's just back and forth here. And that rifle will be able to be carried over for Tenax. They'll be able to get 2 into this. And this potentially ending up in a match point. It's very important to try to get anything going here. The Dimensional Drift is online, as well as that Viper's Pit. So if they can just lock down some of this site, might just be what they need. But again, it's another slow approach to start off the rounds. Very patient and willing for the battle to come for them.
Playing it slowly, putting the smokes where they need it to give themselves the extra layer of defense. They don't have to push through a different layer. You could back up further again. That's exactly what they've been doing. Pause here on the Omen.
I'm gonna ignore that. I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen. We didn't use an Omen ult to grab the spawn that we forgot, or grab the spike that we forgot in spawn. That's my memory just playing tricks on me.
It must be on imagination. But they're just trying to play mind games against the defenders here. They think that they must be in spawn with that Omen ultimate, clearly, obviously, but unfortunately, sitting in that smoke, in the dome smoke, they get brutally murdered. Violent game this is. Anyway, Tenax pushing through on the A site. They have the spike and they planted it after using that Omen ultimate to great effect. Awesome Team on the retake. Investing the Sova ultimate to try and pick up a kill or two. Not able to find that so far. Oh, never mind! Alex goes down! There's a 1v2 situation, trying to spray and pray. But Heinleclon comes out on top, getting yet another double kill. Picking up the kill, winning the round for them, putting them at an 11-11 now. I think we might be looking at overtime.
We were talking about how little money there was, but still, it gets the job done, and that Viper's Pit was used there, not as a defensive hold, but to really assist in that retake. Beautiful use of it to get them across the line, and this might just determine how this entire map goes. Either team will really have the money to buy otherwise, but a fast start here. Refract out.
I mean, they're all grouping up here on A, trying their best to find some kills. Kind of prevent the defenders from pushing forward, which is exactly what you should be doing on this kind of composition. Because that's the kind of only real defense that you have, is playing with that aggression. But maybe they didn't quite manage it quite well enough, because Awesome Team now entering A side has been all opened up for them. Tenax, they have a couple of members all the way on the other side of the map. I just don't know how this is going to be timed for them. Prowler is going to be trying to find that member, see if they're around. But they're holding the angle close, and Helical finds the kill.
One enemy remaining.
They've been on an absolute roll, nutty, getting those kills, but unfortunately they go down. It's been making a huge impact on the team so far, all up to Twilight Sparkle. Flash survived, taps at the spike, trying to bait the teams around, but they know where they are, and they're able to peek, get that kill. Attackers win yet another round, 12-11, and it really is up to Ultimate Team now to win this to prevent overtime.
Dicey there, but it's going to be a rough purchase from the defense. They really need to make this count. Been trying just so back and forth here. And after winning double pistol as well, just need one more to push it to OT to even give themselves a chance at this. And they have 3 big ults to do it.
Who's next?
But already, that Dimensional Drift coming out from Fallacy going to clear out some of these positions. And that already is going to make note that there's only one player on this site that'll be able to get it for free.
Let's play.
But I don't think they're counting on the other members who are coming around. Their teammates, though, are able to provide the support that they need. Chair gets that kill. Cause trades back again. Fallacy goes down. The members are all the way around in a little elbow of A site. Which isn't called elbow, but... Now it's just all Tenax now to get the right timing, but unfortunately Gio has this angle on lockdown. He's unable to pick up the 2 kills that they need, but he's able to find 1, and it's more than enough to give Awesome Team the advantage, except once again Tenax here. Twilight,
But no.
Sprinkle,
Attackers
Sparkle,
win.
sorry. With the excellent aim. Not enough. Awesome Team getting the victory, that round win. And yet Tenax put them so close there. Twilight Sparkle almost getting them the victory of that round that they also needed with that double kill. Not quite able to find the third, to clean it up, to go into overtime. Man, if that was a close game between these two teams, I am excited for what's to come.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate there. The NI Stinger almost came into play, but just couldn't get it done at the ends. And a very close map to start us off here, Yafa, in the Blitz series. And I mean, I think those might be like what a treat we got there. Some silliness, some good gameplay, love it all. 13-11, Awesome Team takes it down, and I think they are honestly going to be pretty happy with that one to start out. It'll be interesting to see how we continue to see these teams match up in the future, but I believe we are going to be switching over next map to the other group to get a little bit of a vibe from both sides. Hopefully we can have an update for some of those matches as well that have concluded. But yeah, I mean, I feel like we got a really good showing from both teams here, Yafa, of a lot of potential, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. A tremendous amount of potential from both of these teams. Awesome Team, excellent job again and again, able to find the right kind of strategies. They were just kind of in the right spaces. They were sort of able to break Tenax down in the positioning. You saw multiple times where Tenax had great coordination on a site retake, but then Awesome Team, they come out with something funny business, and the Omen is just picking up, spraying down those players from some random random angle. There we go. That's that they were not expecting, and it just gives them the win. And there's a number of times, I'm sure you could go into great detail if I was an experienced coach, but Tenax, their mechanical aim is just incredible.
Yeah, no, it really is. And I don't think these are the stats, but I don't think we are looking at.
We had a Jets.
I mean, shout out to Surge though.
Yeah.
Love some EVA games, but yeah, I mean, Halcyon especially was just putting up absolute shots. Fallacy on the other side though as well. I think. Listen, you can say anything you want, but the shots and the mechanics from these players are top tier. And honestly, it carries some of these teams so far. There's so many wild rounds that are going on just because one player can just instantly kill three players and it just turns the round up on its head. But hopefully, maybe get the stats for the next game. But in the meantime, we are going to throw it to a short break. Yafa, make sure not to go